Today we are making a video on Pisi Linux 2.3.2, which is a KDE desktop environment. Here is a boot menu of Pisi Linux 2.3.2. First we need to change our language by clicking the F1, F2 and a few more options like a F4, F5. First we need to choose our language. I'm going to choose English, United States, and F1 was help, F2 is to language, F4 was the display, and F5 was kernel. Let's type in F4 now. This is the F4. Let's try to boot in a live mode. It should take like 30 to 40 seconds minimum and a minute of a maximum. And I'm running it on a virtual machine, which is a VMware with a 40 GB of hard disk and a 4 GB of RAM with 2 processors running. And here is the loading screen. It is automatically going to log in, I guess. A kernel is 5.15.102 and here is our mouse pointer. Looks like it's working smoothly. We need to check in the desktop, and again a few more seconds to load up. Just a few seconds I think, and we should be having our desktop layout, which is a KDE Plasma desktop environment. Let's find out which version of KDE Plasma desktop environment is a default in here. First we need to change our display resolution by going to application menu, settings, or maybe systems. We should be having our display settings here. I can't find it. Let's open system settings. Here there should be a monitor or display. Here is our display settings. Let's change the resolution at 1920 into 1080, which is my monitor, with a 16:9 ratio. Click on apply. It should change the display resolution. Let's keep this configuration. If you can't see the text or a font size when you are using this Pisi Linux, you need to change your global scale like a 150%. For 920 into 1080, 150% will be pretty good and accurate size. You can see the font size. It can go up to 300%, as you can see here. 300% will be totally a maximum. The fonts will be bold and weird. So 1920 into 1080p with a 150% will be pretty good. And about the system is the KDE Plasma version is the latest one, which is 5.27.3, and the version of Pisi Linux is 2.3.2, and the KDE Frameworks version is 5.104.0, which is also latest. Qt version is 5.15.7 and the kernel is 5.15.102 with a 64-bit. And the kernel version is almost not the latest, but still the latest, as you can see here. And graphics platform is X11. Let's close this thing and open the system monitor so we can see how much resources are consumed before running any apps. You need to check the system monitor before opening the apps, because you need to have an idea of how much resources are consumed. As you can see, the RAM is almost 1.2 GB. I already told that I'm using a 4 GB of RAM for the VMware. It's almost 1.2 GB, and the CPU is almost 10%, below 10%. That CPU is pretty good. Let's open history. Here is the graph of CPU and RAM. You don't need to worry about the internet. You just need to worry about the CPU and RAM. RAM is 1.2 GB and CPU is under 20%. That's pretty good. And the process running right now. Here are all the processes running right now. So let's check the version of the about system monitor, which is 5.27.3. Let's close this thing. And let's open the terminal, which is console in the KDE Plasma desktop environment. You already know that. Let's check the version, which is always similar, 22.12.3. Let me type in few commands like inxi-sv8. Click on enter. Command not found. So let's type in cat /etc/issue, which is PISI Linux. Let's type in htstop. First we need to see if neofetch is available. Let's try neofetch. Neofetch is also not available. uname.-a for kernel version and uname for R for kernel version 5.15.102. Let's type in htstop. Htstop is not found, so let's exit this thing and move on to other things. So let's open the web browser, which is Firefox, and let me show you their official website and the downloading process. Firefox should take a maximum of 20 seconds maybe, or minimum with 10 seconds. It is still not loading, so let's wait for a few seconds. Instead of waiting, let's check the desktop features, which is calendar and time. And here is the internet connection, which is almost the same in KDE Plasma desktop environment. And this is the drive, disk and drive, and this is the volume button. And we have our browser opened. It took almost 25 seconds, I guess. And the version is 311 for the Firefox. And the official website is PISI Linux. It's hard to say it's hard to say the name of the Linux in a fast way. It's I think it's based from the Turkey. So let's translate the website. I think that should be the website, and here is our website, which is Turkish. So I changed English because I don't know the Turkish language. And let's go to download. The latest version is 2.3.2, and I'm using a VPN, and the website is also loading pretty much slow. I don't know what happened, it didn't load up. Here is the version, which is Kitty New Linux 2.3.2 Pomegranate. And here is the SourceForge website, or a download link you can call it. For installation you can read this. Let's click on the download link, and here is the download link. The file size should be around like 2 GB, I guess. Let's first remove this thing and go to the files folder of the Kitty Linux in the SourceForge. Go to original page, and here are the files. This is the URL you need to type in, or you can just type in a PSI SI Linux in a SourceForge. And this is the latest version, which is 2.7 GB around file size. Let's click on download, or you can go through all these folders which are in the SourceForge, and you can download the older version too. So it's always good to download the latest version. And here is the download started, which is 2.7 GB, but it's showing 2.5 GB because 1024 MB is a 1 GB. You know that, I don't need to explain that. Let's close this thing. I'm using a VPN, so it's slow for me. So let's check what are the applications comes pre-installed here. These are all the apps which comes pre-installed. Nothing added from the PSI Linux, not much, just a few apps, because the KDE Plasma desktop environment apps are all here, so there is nothing special here. All these things, most of the apps are from the KDE Plasma desktop environment, so you don't get anything from the PSI PISI Linux. It's always confusing with the name. I don't know how to spell properly. And let's see the installer if it's available. I saw installer somewhere here. Let's open the welcome screen and check. I don't think they have an installer here. I think it's only available in the what you call it, in a live mode, I guess. Let's try to see in a slow and find out the install. Let's find the installer if it's available. There is no installation here, so you need to run it only in a live mode. It's okay. And these are the apps. Let's open few apps like Cuttlefish and LibreOffice. Just a few important apps, nothing more than that. All applications. Let's open Discover and Dolphin File Manager. Just randomly open a few apps and check the version, because some people need to know what version is available in that Linux of the softwares. So let's drag it down and find. Let's open also a LibreOffice. I think we have all the apps, I guess. Let's even open the VLC media player. I'm almost opening like 6 to 7 apps already. Calculator, you don't need a calculator's version, because who wants to know the calculator version? Let's open the Kate text editor. I think that's the maximum, I guess. If you open continuously, we should get stuck or get lag there. About Kate text editor, which is 22.12.3. That's it. We need that sort only. Let's check the LibreOffice version, which should be same for every LibreOffice app. 7.4.4.2. That's it. Let's close this thing. Let's check the VLC media player, which should be 3.0.18. Okay, let's close, and GwenView should be 22.12, like that. Same version, same. Let's close this thing. What else we left here? This is a Cuttlefish icon viewer. Let's close this thing. And the file manager version should be also same, 22.12.3. And this is the Discover. Installed apps should be visible here. And these are settings. You can change the settings if you want. And about the version is here. And the apps are up to date. There's not much apps, but every app is up to date. I didn't update anything. That's all comes pre-installed. There are just a few apps from the PISI Linux. There's nothing more than that. Let's find out how many wallpapers we get with the with this Linux distro. We got plenty of wallpapers to choose. Most of them are from the KDE Plasma, almost like 12 to 13 wallpapers. Just I think they added just like 10 wallpapers, I guess. Max, not even 10, minimum like 8 or 7, I guess. These are all the wallpapers. There are a lot of cats. People who love cats, they can use the cat wallpapers. There don't have dogs wallpaper, no problem, you can add it on your own. Let me put the flowers wallpaper. I think that's it, I guess. There is no installer, so no need to show about the installation. We can't show the installation process because it's a live medium. And these are all the processes running right now. I'm just going to show you the what you call the system monitor, because it's ending of the video and you need to have an idea of how much resources are consumed from the beginning of the video and ending of the video. So you'll get an idea that how much resources are consumed from the PISI Linux. Let me quickly open the system monitor by going to system, open system monitor. The system monitor is around 1.8 GB. At the beginning it was like a 1.2 GB, and now it is 1.8 GB, which is almost 600 MB of the resources as resources are consumed. And the CPU is almost good at like a same percentage from the beginning, but the RAM is almost 600 MB. We didn't open that many apps, just 6 common apps. You should be the one who should decide this is the best Linux for you or not. In my opinion, 1.8 GB is a mid-weight Linux distro. It's pretty common because it's not it doesn't come under the lightweight Linux distro, because lightweight Linux distro should be like after opening all the apps should be like 1.1 GB or under the 1 GB. That should be good, but it's almost 1.8 GB. If you just open 2 more apps or 2 to 3 apps, it's going to go over 2.1 GB like that. So you the one should choose how much or how much important is this Linux distro for you. This doesn't have an installation process too, so it's up to you. And this is the applications which is not supported on your system, no problem. CPU is good because the CPU is running under 15% from the beginning. That's pretty good. And here are the processors running right now. I think that's it for the video. Let me show you my channel. This part is only for the viewers who want to watch my content without subscribing. People who already subscribed, no need to watch this, because you can even skip this video, no problem. And again, the web browser, which is a Firefox, is going to take almost 20 to 25 seconds to load up, because at the beginning also it took like 20 to 25 seconds maximum or a minimum. And we have our browser. Let's type in youtube.com / or / you can call it 9to5linux. This is my channel URL. People who are using a web browser in TV, in a mobile or a tab, you can just type in youtube.com / 9to5linux in your browser. People who are using a YouTube app in the TV, mobile or a tab, you can just type in 9to5linux, which should take directly to my channel. So let's click on enter, which will take us to my channel. I'm using a VPN, so it should take a few more seconds. And here is our channel. People who want to watch only Linux content can directly go to playlist, and you can find the Linux folder here, or a Linux playlist you can call it. Under Linux, you just going to click view full playlist, or you can just click on play all. I made around like 1544 videos only on Linux distros. I covered every various Linux distros, different types of Linux distros. So it almost I covered almost like 70 to 80% of the Linux distros in the world. All types of the Linux distros which are available in this world, I covered almost them. So that's it. And this is about. I'm going to post 2 videos daily without missing any day, so I mentioned that here. And these are my timings. You can visit the channel at these timings. The videos will be available before the timings, because I am going to put the videos in a premiere mode or a premium premiere, so you will get an idea of what videos will be released today. I'm making a video on PSI SI Linux today and Arch Linux, which is 2023 April edition. You can watch that 2 videos today. And here is a community which I will provide every Linux distros and latest packages from the daily. So if you want, you can visit or check that out. And if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. If you don't want, it's up to you. I have no problem with that. I'm not going to force you. It's all your opinion. So I think that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace out. Shutdown should take a few seconds, and you should remember that 6 other users are currently logged in. If the computer is shut down or restarted, those users may lose work, and we're going to shut down some like that.